Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Me again, Shannon Fox here, Devoted Patriots 2 channel. It's been a few days. I've been off the internet. I've been out of town, spending time with my kids. Been doing a lot of junking while I've had a few days off over the Memorial Day weekend. And just been busy as a beaver, that's all. But truth be known, I couldn't wait to get back here on the podcast and share a little bit of news, breaking news for you, some stuff that we're finding out as we speak. It does look like they are going to charge Letitia James with some of this criminal activity that we know she is definitely a part of. That's not the breaking news. Breaking news is we're finding more and more of it. And there's a lot more to go with the story, but we'll go ahead and get into what I wanted to talk to you about, which was Benny Johnson's interview with Rudy Giuliani, the great lawyer, Rudy Giuliani.
Bigger pool of people for a federal case. So we might get a fair trial there. But this has to be tried. I mean, it's ridiculous to fight the U.S. Attorney's Office. It's public. She's the Attorney General. She lied about her residence and her marital status in order to cheat people out of money. Pretty cut and dry.
You would predict prison time.
If she got convicted?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sure. I mean, maybe not if she were just a regular person. This is where having public office probably disadvantages you. But the fact that she had public office and she's really lying to the people of the state that she's a resident about her residency, and she's putting people in jail aggressively, and here she is involved in fraud. It sounds like a prison, at least some form of prison to deter other public officials from doing the same thing. I think if she was just a regular citizen messing around with a loan application and it was a first offense, I'm not sure I'd put her in jail.
So, interesting times, good things.
So, Rudy Giuliani is of the opinion of that Tish James, if she is convicted, will go to jail. And I am so glad to hear that Tish James is most likely going to jail, because she doesn't have one, two, three. She has got several allegations against her, all federally criminal, involving loan applications, mortgage statements, just lying on applications more than anything. Now, Rudy Giuliani also weighed in on a couple more things today on the Benny Show, had a couple of things that I thought were definitely worth talking about. But first, let's get into a little bit of a corroboration that Mr. Sam Antar, another great lawyer, he brings it. He's talking about the financial disclosures to New York State as far back as 2019, with falsification of information with signatures such as Letitia James on it. Antar took 7 months to do a forensic analysis of all her properties. She put Trump on trial for crimes she already committed. All right, let's listen to this. This is a short take, folks, but this is just a little more proof that Letitia James is being fully investigated and is going to be prosecuted because the evidence is there.
Every single financial disclosure to New York State as far back as 2019 contains false information with her signature on it. Every single mortgage on her property in Brooklyn from when she purchased it contains false information. The Virginia property, which she claims like the power of attorney that she signed was a mistake, whatever, implicates her. Okay. The situation that she has is she put pen to paper. I didn't. Donald Trump didn't. MAGA didn't do it. You didn't do it. She owns this fraud. She did it.
Yep.
Every single financial disclosure to New York State as far back as 2019 contains false information with her signature on it. Every single mortgage on her property in Brooklyn from when she purchased it contains false information. The Virginia property, which she claims like the power of attorney that she signed was a mistake, whatever, implicates her. Okay. The situation that she has is she put pen to paper. I didn't. Donald Trump didn't. MAGA didn't do it. You didn't do it. She owns this fraud. She did it.
And he's going into repeat mode there, but he's absolutely right. There's no way that she could skirt out of the possibility that somebody else did it, that she didn't know better. They've got her dead to right on paper, falsifying information on a property applications, loan applications, mortgage statement applications. She's in trouble, folks. And like Rudy Giuliani said, if she was just an average citizen and she'd done it once, she'd get a slap on the wrist. But in this particular case, this is asking for something much bigger. Warrants for her arrest, full prosecution for fraud and embezzlement. All right, folks, I had a couple things I wanted to read to y'all today. I thought was really, really good news. Trump is tired of playing with Harvard and their anti-Semitic crap. And he says he's not going to fund them anymore. He said he's done with that. And Harvard ain't the only one. He's put out several executive orders in the last couple of months that are putting that as part of the criteria is no more supporting schools that support hate. Says the Trump administration is expected to halt all student visas and will expand its social media vetting, according to State Department cable obtained by Politico. Meaning they're going to put a pause on all visas. They're going to do a full forensic investigation on all these people's social media posts. That's what the vetting is, to find out if they're promoting hate and crazy Democratic anti-American policies. It says the Trump administration is escalating its fight against anti-American universities such as Harvard. Last month, it was reported that the Trump administration revoked the visas of approximately 4,000 foreign students in their first 100 days. Almost all of these students have some sort of criminal background. They say 27% of all Ivy League colleges are full of illegals. 27% are not illegals, people that need visas, people from other countries. 27% of the population of those schools, people there being taught, is from other countries. That's a high number, folks. The Trump administration is requiring all foreign students applying to study in the United States to undergo a social media vetting, a significant expansion of previous efforts, according to a cable obtained by Politico. In preparation for such required vetting, the administration ordering U.S. embassies and consular sections to pause scheduling for new interviewees for such student visa applicants, according to the cable. Dated Tuesday and signed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio. If the administration carries out the plans, it could severely slow down student visa processing, and it could also hurt many universities who rely heavily on foreign students to boost their financial coffers. Effective immediately in preparation for an expansion of required social media screening and vetting, counselor section should not add any additional students or exchange visitors visas appointment capacity until further guidance is issued, SEPTL, which we anticipate in the coming days. And SEPTL is the State Department shorthand for separate telegram. Okay, didn't know that one. All right, folks, that's good news. Glad to see it. Now, I don't have a problem with people from foreign countries coming here and learning, but we shouldn't have to pay for it, for one thing. And two, if they're hating, anti-American, got that anti-American rhetoric on their social media posts, and they're out there doing the protest at the schools, wearing their Intifada from the river to the sea and all that crap, if they're promoting that kind of crap, or even the BLM riots and stuff at schools, if they're promoting violence or criminality in any kind of way, they definitely need to be scrutinized and possibly shipped back to their home country, because them being here on a visa is a gift, it's a blessing, and it's a choice by us to continue to allow them to be a part of this process. Now, whether we know it or not, folks, we got a huge blessing by Trump not winning in 2020, but at the same time, because of all the exposure that has happened in the last 4 years, and the Democrats have actually shown their true colors and actually probably run their party for several years to come in the elections. That's what I do believe. But that's also a double-edged sword. We had to deal with horrible Biden for 4 years because they cheated the 2020 election. Well, I think it was part of God's plan, and so does Trump, that he is here now running our country, not retiring now from running our country. It says, but here's the horrifying way that the Biden's inner circle planned to run the country if somehow they were able to cheat again this time. What happened was we made it too big to rig. The Democrats didn't put their long game in with the ballot harvesting like they got away with during 2020, and they just didn't have the numbers. It is easy to forget that before Biden's disastrous debate performance last spring, he and his team were running full steam ahead on his re-election campaign. They actually believed Biden could win a second term and serve another 4 years. Knowing what we know now, it's obvious that it would have been impossible. But if they had run him, and he had won the election somehow, this same exact team that's been running our country for 4 years would have tried to pull off another only Biden in the basement fiasco lasting 4 years. Basically only bring Biden out to show he's alive occasionally. And it says in Alex Thompson and Jake Tapper's new book called Original Sin, Biden's inner circle of unelected White House aides were planning to just show Biden in public every once in a while to prove he was alive, and then they would handle all the day-to-day of running the country. Kind of like what's been going on for the last 4 years. Not so different. Thank God we dodged a bullet on that one. Think of how bad it would have been if we'd have had Biden for another 4 years. 4 years was enough to open America's eyes. Yeah, they were planning to prop up the zombie president.
You quote a longtime Biden aide basically admitting he shouldn't be running again. They said to you on page 85, he just had to win, and then he could disappear for 4 years. He'd only have to show proof of life every once in a while. His aides could pick up the slack. Who would have been running the White House in a second Biden term?
Well, this person went on to say that when you're voting for a president, you're voting for the aides around him. But these aides were not even Senate-confirmed aides. These are White House aides. These were unelected people. And one of the things that really, I think, comes out in our reporting here is that if you believe, and I think a lot of these people do sincerely believe that Donald Trump was and is an existential threat to democracy, you can rationalize anything, including sometimes doing undemocratic things, which I think is what this person is talking about.
I want
Undemocratic things like trying to kill the president because the media made him out to be the devil. Yeah, we know they're now admitting a little bit of it. President Trump did say said God made him lose in 2020. Kind of a crazy thing to say, but the more you think about it, it could have been divine intervention, just like that bullet that hit his ear and not his head. I believe it was divine intervention. Maybe all this was supposed to happen this way. It's a very good possibility things are laid out the way they are in order so we could go through this revival, this reconstruction, this reckoning to get our country back together. President Trump on Monday told an audience that God made him lose in 2020, and he will now see over the nation's 250th birthday, the Olympics and the World Cup all being held in the U.S. in the next 4 years as he is president. It's kind of a bonus, I would guess.
We should never forget, even for a moment, that freedom is a gift of the highest cost and peace is won at the most precious price. These extraordinary American heroes and their immense and ultimate sacrifices they offer only the faintest glimpse at the infinite grace we have received from all who laid down their lives for America over the past 250 years. We're going to have a big celebration, as you know, 250 years. In some ways, I'm glad I missed that second term where it was, because I wouldn't be your president for for that most important of all. In addition, we have the World Cup and we have the Olympics. Can you imagine? I missed that 4 years, and now look what I have. I have everything. Amazing the way things work out. God did that. I believe that too. God did it.
Amen to that.
You know, I got the World Cup and I got the Olympics. The 250 years was not mine. I'd like to take credit for it. But I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup when I was president. And I said, boy, it's too bad I won't be president then. And look what happened. I turned out, and we're going to have a great time. We're going to have a great celebration. But most important of all is the 250th anniversary. That blows everything away, including the World Cup and including the Olympics, as far as I'm concerned.
Can we get Trump on Mount Rushmore for the 250th anniversary of this country as part of the fireworks show? Apologize, folks, if I'm making all kinds of funny noises today. I'm having back spasms. One of those things. All right, folks, that's what I got for you here today. I believe this is the conclivity of the videos that I put out for you, articles that I actually put together for you today, folks. Trying to make this a little bit short. Got a little bit of junking to do out in the yard as well. My back holds out a little while longer. But I just want to tell everybody I'm back. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for listening, each and every one of you. Do appreciate the comments. Whether I comment or not, I do read every single comment. One of the things I look forward to every day. And I'll be bringing you more news ASAP. And if everything goes as planned, be feeding the homeless again this weekend as well. Like, subscribe, and share to go to Patriots. Everybody have a great day.